welcome back to this Friday's edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody. I am joined alongside White Sox specialist Tony Cepeda, and today, Tony told me this before the podcast, we're talking about Yermin Mercedes. And before the podcast, I asked Tony, how do you pronounce it? And he said, "You're mean," like pointed like you are mean. So that's how we're saying it. If we're wrong, please put that in the comments below. But you know, I'm a Cubs fan. I have no White Sox stuff. I'm wearing a black shirt, and I have this awesome mug from my coworker that turns from white to black. That's how themed I'm going to get today. If you want to send me White Sox stuff, by all means. Tony, you're not wearing the Soxtober stuff because true men wear pink today. So let's kick off this Friday's podcast, Tony. Who the hell is Yermin Mercedes, and how did he get to where he is today, and why is he so red hot?
Well, so Yermin Mercedes, basically he's 27 years old. He's been playing baseball for 9 years, technically pro, because we'll get into it more, but he's in all these Dominican leagues and then these minor league systems, but that is technically pro ball. But because this is his first year in the majors, he's technically a rookie. So it's a crazy story. It's a dude that just loves baseball, and you'll kind of see that as I go along kind of throughout this story. So we can kind of just jump right into it.
Wait, you said that he only played 9 years of baseball, or 9 years of Major League Baseball?
No, he's technically been a professional baseball player for 9 years.
Okay.
He's finally played his first Major League game this year, or technically last year.
What a story! Like, you've only played baseball for 9 years, and you're a Major League catcher.
Oh no, he's played his whole life. It's just he has technically been a professional, but he finally got his first crack at a Major League Baseball game this year. That's kind of crazy. It's a really, really late bloom, which is very atypical. So
yeah. So let's it kind of reminds me of didn't Giovanni Soto for the Cubs start super late in his career too?
I believe so. There's a couple guys where it kind of it typically works out because usually you're more mature, but there's definitely instances like Giovanni Soto where you kind of flame out near the end. But
yeah. Well, all right. Well, give me your full senior year high school project. What cutout board and everything of Yermin Mercedes.
All right. So when he was 18 years old, he started playing in these Dominican leagues. I believe he was actually drafted by the Orioles. I probably should have looked at that part up. It's the only part I probably don't know about his story. But he started playing in he's from the Dominican Republic, in all these Dominican baseball leagues. Not even their top leagues, just like almost like the minor leagues of the Dominican Republic. It was actually, I was watching the post game after I think his second game when he was like 8 for 8 at the time. And Ozzie Guillen kind of brought up a good point. It's like, not a lot of you are going to understand this, but as someone who's been around baseball, been around like that Latin baseball culture, in a sense, that is where, if you're in those leagues too long, it's kind of where your career goes to die, because it's just like, it's really nothing. It's like intramural baseball at a community college down the street. It's just, there's just so many baseball leagues. So the fact that he stuck through it kind of just means he loves baseball. People quit after 3 years. He did 6 years, I believe, 7 years. So he stuck with it, and he kind of was getting he was kind of getting a little interest from like independent league baseball and kind of all these other really, really low level, not technically in the farm systems of these major league teams. So anyone from the Schaumburg land area, if you know the Schaumburg Boomers, that's independent league baseball. Kane County is actually in a farm system. The Schaumburg Boomers are not.
Yeah. So no affiliated, just like owned by the town.
Yeah. So he's in like the bottom, below low single A, all that. He's just happy to be playing baseball. But he's getting all these opportunities because he's a catcher, and every team needs just someone that's just going to catch pitches for bullpen, catch pitches for practice, whatever it is. So even if it's like being an extra in a movie, we just need bodies. So he just kept getting all these opportunities. He'd kind of make it to spring training. Like it wouldn't even really be on the team again. It was just like, we just need a body. And then he started killing it in independent league baseball, all while also going back to the Dominican Republic during the winter and still playing in these Dominican leagues, but it's like their winter leagues, basically just kind of spring training for the Dominican League, just a even lower than their already normal leagues. So he's playing baseball 365, just trying his best, get on someone's radar. And like I said, he was kind of going to these spring trainings where he was catching bullpen, and people finally were like, all right, yeah, take some cuts on like the 7th practice field in the back. And he had a decent year with an independent league that actually went defunct when he was done playing with them at the end of the year. But then he moved to, I just want to make sure I get the name of this team right. Oh, he moved to the United Baseball League, which the entire league shut down at the end of his year. So that's how low level these leagues are that he's playing in.
So he's 2 for 2 in shutting down leagues.
He just knocked him out of existence.
He goes in like, shit.
So he's
all right. So where did he go from that? So when did he? So he was in these low leagues. He was not really making it. So when did he first get his first MLB affiliated program system?
It's like you're reading my mind. So when the United League shut down, he was about to be out of a job, but the Orioles were like, dude, you batted like 357. Yeah, well, we'll take a shot at you. Come in for real to spring training. Come into our minor league system. Let's actually take a look at you here. And so he went, he was in low class A, which we were saying independent league ball is low. It's right here. It's 1 step above. That's though 4 steps away from the majors. So he's playing low A, and he's still batting like 360. He's just putting the bat on the ball. He's performing. And he got moved. I believe he got moved up to Double A, and they kind of were just like, yeah, you're still playing good, but whatever it is, we just don't have space. It's just not the right time, which who knows if that was actually true or if they just didn't believe in him. Older rookie kind of situation. So then they keep him in Double A at the end of the year. They don't add him to the 40-man roster, which the 40-man roster means you could be in Triple A, you could be in Double A, you could be in whatever, but you can't be taken by another team in the Rule 5 minor league baseball draft. Just anyone in the minor league system that's not on that 40-man roster can be taken by another team, can be stolen by another team. So the White Sox were able to draft him because he was unprotected. There were 78 guys, I believe, they chose to protect in some form or another over Yermin Mercedes. And I think that in this article, he gave a couple of quotes, and he was basically just like, I get it. It's a business, but that pissed me off. Like, there's no way there's 78 guys on the Baltimore Orioles better than me. And he's right. So the White Sox finally get him. They're in, they start him out in Double A, moves right up to Triple A. He's just killing the ball. And then in 2019, he was in spring training. It was actually right, or he played a little bit. And then in 2020, he was like officially in spring training. And unfortunately, the shutdown happened. I think he would have made the roster because I remember betting on a Dodgers White Sox spring training game, and they have ties in spring training. And he hit a home run to tie it, end the game. I bet pushed, totally saved me like $30, and that's why I love him forever to this day.
Tony's take back in 2020 pre-COVID was your means saving the day. So way to save the day on Tony.
It was the last spring training game the Sox played before the shutdown too. So it was the perfect way to end that. So then we'll kind of move it. So the end of 2020, obviously we start playing baseball, 60-game season. He had 1 official at bat. And it went over 1. I believe he struck out. And so everyone's saying, oh, this, he's 8 for 8. Technically he's 8 for 9, to start the season. I won't take it away from him, but he did technically have 1 official at bat in 2020, but obviously that's not enough to take away his rookie status. So this year they bring him up, he mashes during spring training, and they take a chance on him. They actually signed Jonathan Lucroy, another catcher. He was actually the one that was in theory supposed to be that 3rd catcher behind Grandal, Zach Collins. There's going to be a Lucroy, but it just kind of didn't work out. They didn't really like him. For the fit organizationally. So they kept Yermin. And boy, am I glad they did, because no joke, he's one of the best fundamental ball players I've ever seen. He can hit anything. He's not, I would not call any of this a fluke. Yes, hitting 600. Okay, it's not going to happen the whole season, but at the same time, he just always adjusts. He always just making the right, I guess adjustments. He's choking up on the bat with 2 strikes, and he is just doing anything he can to hit the ball. And I gotta give all that credit, I imagine, to those Dominican League, just trials and tribulations. There it is. For Yermin, where he's just like, I love baseball. I need to make it out of here. I need to make the majors. It's my lifelong dream.
He's not a small guy. So that's like
No.
he's got an amazing story. Put Dominican baseball players. Baseball is like, not saying soccer is not a big deal everywhere in the world, but like baseball in the Dominican Republic is literally soccer in Europe and all over the world. What it means, how crazy and serious it is. So like, yeah, playing baseball 365 days a year because they have the advantage with the weather, but also, he never took a break for 9 years straight. He is not a small dude either. I mean, he is a big boy. When he's in the batter's box, you're like, holy crap, this guy's got to be able to squat like 500 pounds. This guy, like, just a big overall guy. And like you said, he can smash anything. He's got a great arm to pick off runners. And I barely know anything about this guy. I've seen him play in the 10 games that have been played so far this year, and he is just he's awesome to watch. Like you said, do I think it's going to last? Probably not. I mean, to the degree of 600 batting, but he could easily bat 330, 350 this year at this rate. And here's another thing is that the White Sox always get hidden gems. Always. I will say this. I mean, even when Kenny Williams was their general manager, like, horrible general manager. Like, I don't care what you say about, just horrible. He got lucky with a few guys, but the White Sox in their system always have these crazy Dominican players. And when they leave the Sox, they don't do well. But when they come to the Sox, they're super duper successful. So, in your opinion, they're already saying he could win Rookie of the Year because he's off to one of the hottest starts in MLB history. On top of it being considered a rookie, the one thing that I would take away as if I was a real ESPN or whatever analyst, is that he is 27. He's not a 22-year-old, 21-year-old walking into the batter's box. He's got 6 years of playing in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. On top, or 9 years, 6 years from the average, rookie in the MLB. But, he's not intimidated easy because he's gone through it all. He's a trench guy, but, it's exciting to watch him. He went 5 for 5 at, what was it, opening day? Or was it this? Yeah, opening day, he went 5 for 5. Was there a home run in there, or was there 2 home runs in there?
I think it was the home run wasn't even opening day. I think he had 4 singles and a double opening day. And then I think it was the next day he he had a double to start the game, a home run, and he singled. He was a triple shy of the cycle when he finally broke that's ended 8 for 9 on his second game. I love that man so much. How that is so crazy. That I think we talked about it before. They were comparing. They're like, this hasn't been done since 1900 when they were playing with like literal sticks, not bats, and rocks. Like, that's crazy.
Guys were catching it with their bare hands, like Iron Man baseball. And this
guy, no wonder they're getting all these hits. Yeah, they don't have gloves. Exactly.
Well, also, like, I don't think curveballs were like popular. Knuckleball wasn't popular. It was just throw the damn thing and see if they hit it or not.
Yeah, well, they like spitballs, or they like cut the baseball in half because you can do anything to it, But yeah. I completely agree. I don't think, whoever it was in 1900 that also went 8 for 8 to start the season was hitting a slider from Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 100%.
No, overall, like, so that's kind of the story of Yermin Mercedes, and thanks for bringing that up, Tony. And Tony's thing in the Zoom meeting today is I love Yermin Mercedes. So, hopefully he does well. First, Tony's take of the day. Where is he finishing? Is he winning Rookie of the Year? And could he win MVP?
I mean, if he keeps this up, like, obviously,
there's no doubt.
Somehow keeps up a 570 batting average, he has to win every single award that's ever been invented, plus some in the future, and plus some in the past. But I do think he can win Rookie of the Year just because, I mean, even if now he just plays average, like, that average will just balance out to like a high 300s. Like, that's just awesome for any team. MVP, I mean, I think he maybe could. You can make the argument with his numbers probably by the end of the season. If again he still is consistent, still at least average. But I think we'll give it to someone with the name Trout, something like that. Just even if they have a good year. So that's my realistic take. But I'm going to bet on him to win the MVP.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So Tony's take number one, he is winning Rookie of the Year. Tony is putting money on Yermin Mercedes to win MVP, but more to come on that. Tony, really fast, just want to kind of, before we wrap things up, before today, kind of want to hit on the rest of the White Sox right now. So obviously Eloy is out, but now Tim Anderson is out and Hamilton. So the White Sox are still playing good ball. I mean, their pitching's doing well. Lance Lynn opening night does a complete game at guaranteed rate, which was, pretty impressive and cool. But it was pretty, I feel like it was more packed than it was pre-COVID, during COVID, where it's limited capacity. Like, Sox fans are excited. That's something fun to see. But, kind of run through me how you're feeling with injuries, how you're feeling about the team as a whole, and when's the next time you're going to – and Tony is a season ticket holder. Let's just make that clear. So we will be doing a live stream within the next couple of months at guaranteed rate, probably a couple beers deep, which also stay tuned for Monday's news from Tony and I and what's going on next Friday at Wrigley Field. But Tony, give me the laydown on what's going on with the Sox.
Yeah. So we'll start real quick with the shot at attendance at the G spot, as we call it. It's definitely, it was, yeah, you're probably right. It was more back than pre-COVID. I do think, I mean, we just had a bad team before that. I don't know what to say. Like, I would always go, but I was up at school, I wasn't in the area. I would go, but it was definitely more packed.
Wait.
Little tidbit. I don't know if you.
Time out.
Yeah.
You guys call it the G spot?
About 4 people on the internet call it the G spot.
All right, good.
And I call it the G spot. I think that's funny. Funny.
At Illinois State, I don't know if you had it at Whitewater, but at Illinois State, there was this like tent that they put up that would give out like free condoms and lube and like other stuff, and it was called the G spot. So when you said that, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, it's better than calling it a guaranteed rate field. I'll never call it that. Like that sucks.
Sears Tower,
the G spot.
You gotta call it
exactly.
Cellular, or you guys gotta call it the G spot. Sorry to interrupt you.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. So the teams are
better. Yeah. So Tim Anderson. I'm not too worried. It does suck that it's a hamstring issue because I'm not too worried. Danny Mendick's actually been doing awesome in his place. Larry Garcia's finally out of the lineup. He sucks. So I'm happy Danny Mendick's been playing for him. I think he has a hit in every game, at least one. So contributing when he got called up from the Schaumburg site. Billy Hamilton, you just broke that news to me today, like 1 hour ago, maybe. I did not know that he was going on the IL officially. That sucks. He's actually been pretty good. He's just been slapping singles. He does it every game now. He's just a vet, He steals bases. He slaps singles. It's Billy Hamilton.
I like Billy Hamilton. I think the guy's got a lot of swagger, and that's the other thing about the White Sox is that they got so much swag, like the bat flips, the chains, everything. But they're not like cocky. They're not cocky when they're out there. They just like are themselves. They're not like the mid 2000s, late 2000s teams where like guys were AJ Brzezinski, Michael Barrett punching it out, like that kind of swag, like annoying third grade stuff. But the Sox are cool to watch. I got to give you that. So we've hit on attendance. We've hit on injuries. What's the deal with the Sox this upcoming weekend?
So they are continuing with the Royals. I'm going on Sunday. First game of the season. Excited. Speaking of the Royals real quick, and Tim Anderson, it was awesome seeing that pitcher yesterday, Brad Keller, get shelled in the first inning, just straight up embarrassed. He already had a 45 ERA coming into that game. That didn't help. He was the one that beaned Tim Anderson for bat flipping a couple of years ago. So there's some bad blood, and that made me so happy. So we got the Royals. We got 2 more games. I had said, I think on Instagram, or there was something I said, even for the Cubs as well, these were just get right games. They got the Pirates. We got the Royals. Let's just figure it out. I know it's shake off the rust. Just take them to the cleaners. Get ready for the rest of the season. And so far, working out for both teams. And yeah, it should be a fun time. And it better be a sweep.
Better be a sweep, and I'm hoping for that for the Cubs too. We'll hit more on the Cubs on Monday, but with that, we just wanted to kind of wrap things up and teach you a little bit about Yermin Mercedes. But with that, thank you very much for tuning in this Friday's episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nic Rohde. Again, thank you, Tony, for joining us today. We'll be back on Monday with more to come on the Cubs, maybe some White Sox news, depending on how the weekend goes. But with that, enjoy your weekend, Chicago, and we'll see you soon.